How much of a factor is social media? You know, Sylvia just talked about, hey, the fight, the real work is on the ground, not
sure.
in 140 characters on Twitter. But, you know, how do you manage?
For sure, the electorate is on the ground, but also depending on where you're vying. I mean, I feel like if you're vying in the cities, Nairobi, the cosmopolitan, the places where there's a bit more of civilization, internet is a thing, electricity is not a problem. Yeah, there you can really take advantage of social media to sway and actually get voters to you. I mean, we're talking about constituencies within Nairobi, yeah. Those are places you can use social media for your advantage. But from where I come from, Bobasi constituency in Kisii County, we are still struggling with electricity issues. So, I mean, forget about a smartphone. Electricity, basic issues like access to electricity, basic issues, even for you to, even if you have that smartphone, you know, the ability for you to get the data so that you can go online and abuse the person that you think you don't like. Those are resources that are a bit scarce in my constituency, and not because we are not exposed, it's just the development there hasn't come that far. But then I also say, you know, in the beginning, I used to be in all these WhatsApp groups. Like, they added me all the WhatsApp groups. Ward, women, where, Nini, ward WhatsApp groups, Warembona, Ruto, I don't know what, everything, you know, about like 50 WhatsApp groups, all active, all, you know, discussing about things down in the constituency. But then I did the calculation and I was like, even if I was to just rely on all these 50 WhatsApp groups, I still would not make it to be MCA, because even the votes there are not enough to carry the day for you to be a member of county assembly. And then once you understand that, then it's like, okay, do I really need to spend the time that I'm spending on this WhatsApp group? So I came out of all the WhatsApp groups and maybe maintained one or two for purposes of understanding which activities are happening. But I'll tell you something. Facebook, particularly, and social media, Twitter, they can actually break your campaign. As she said, people wake up with a narrative, and they're really creative and innovative Kenyans out here. And they hire troops of people to push the narrative. And if you don't have a team, or if you don't have the ability to sort of carve that back into your advantage, you know, that is what is carried by one or two users back to the ground. Unasikia ule mama kwanza nudes zake zimeenda, then now that spreads. So it's a channel. Right. So you need to be able to understand to what extent you'll spend your time on it. But at the same time, half the people that are coming to troll you on your Facebook or on your Twitter or wherever are not even voters in your constituency. I can promise you. They are not even registered in where you are seeking to vie. Half of them. Half of them have too much time and too much resources. And, you know, they probably have been sent. You know, people say your competitors will send them. So don't also focus too much. But there's one thing she has said, that for women, they should not answer back. I don't believe in that. I really don't believe in that. You wake up in the morning and you're a notable figure within my range of electorates, and you put out a statement negatively about me, I will respond. I will respond, and I will put out something, not negatively about you, but I will respond, because I feel that's where women actually lose. The idea of being a good woman who doesn't respond, who doesn't fight back, is the reason we don't have elected women out here. You have to be able to stand up and say, hey, what you're saying is wrong. And you have to also be able at one point to, the abuses that come your way, you also have to be able to counter them. Because I think politics is dirty, and si kanisa. If you go in there thinking, oh, it's a religious thing, we're going to be nice, we're going to be, you will not get elected. But if you go in there knowing the men will come for you, so you better be able to take it, then you will respond to those things. If someone wakes up with Photoshop or videos like they're saying, I am going to be looking for your videos. And I mean, we are putting in the same amount of time, particularly if we are contesting in the same constituency, because whatever you're trying to do is discredit me. And if I sit back, then the electorate can actually be swayed towards it. But if you come and say, hey, actually what you said is wrong, and in fact, this is what you have been doing, and produce evidence, that is the game. That is the game.